Welcome to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. What kind of setup will drivers be looking for around here? It's got a fair mixture of demanding corners. Is it all about finding the sweet spot in handling balance?
It's easy to make your car quick in a straight line, you just take all the downforce off. But when it comes to a track like this, you really need a bit more of a compromise. The main focus here is carrying speed through the fast-flowing corners, but you still don't want to be a sitting duck on the straight.
It's a bit disappointing, but we just need to push hard in the race and we can still come away with something.
So qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are Hamilton, Rosberg and Kimi Räikkönen. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow, where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, it's goodbye. They say that even a second is an eternity in Formula One, so going 4 winter months with no racing at all has seemed a very long time indeed. We're back though in Melbourne, home of the Australian Grand Prix since 1996. We go racing today then in the state of Victoria, where the drivers have 16 corners and 3.3 miles to navigate at an average lap speed of around 120 miles an hour. The close proximity of the barriers makes accidents inevitable, and recent history shows us that a safety car is not at all out of the question. I'm joined today in the commentary box, as I will be throughout this season, by a great racing driver, former F1 competitor, former world champion, and dare I say it, all-round top bloke as well. It's the one and only Anthony Davidson. And tell me, here we are, first Grand Prix of the season, and it's gone and rained on us. I imagine that that's not especially helpful for the teams, who are still trying to figure out, of course, what kind of performance they're all capable of.
First of all, Crofty, and thanks for the glowing introduction, I just want to say it's a real privilege to be here. I can't wait to see what this competitive field has in store for us this season. Now, in regards to the weather, you're absolutely right. You know, we've just come here off the back of testing. It's the first opportunity to really gauge where the reliability is, where the performance is, how you stack up against your competitors in the Grand Prix. And now it all has to be kind of put on hold for a bit. So now the question becomes, who can be adaptable? Who has the wet weather pace and who can make best use of these difficult circumstances to come out on top in these conditions?
Okay, be wary of the cars ahead braking suddenly into one. We could ruin our race if we hit them. Good luck.
So before the off, Let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Nico Rosberg completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo and Verstappen, Bottas, Massa, Kvyat and Fernando Alonso, Perez, Sainz, Romain Grosjean and Button, Hülkenberg and a Haas, Kevin Magnussen and Jolyon Palmer, Ericsson and Nasser, Pascal Wehrlein and Rio Haryanto completes the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please. So the gap to our teammate is 4.8 seconds, 5.2 seconds. P6, we have P6. Ricardo ahead. The gap is 7 seconds. You're dropping back by around 1.4 seconds. They're on fresh inters. Bottas is behind you. The gap is less than a second. They're on fresh inters. pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. The gap behind us is 0.5 seconds. Okay, looks like some of those puddles are clearing. We're still on the right tyre for the time being, but we're not a million miles away from slick conditions. Appear, then we'll let you know. There's 9 laps of fuel remaining. We're looking good for fuel. We're hitting our target fuel consumption. To the leader is 14.7 seconds. Gap ahead is 14. We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A? 0.3 seconds. Understood, copy that. Stop to go. 1 stop left in this strategy. The pit window is open. Pit window currently open. To remain dry for a while. We will update you if the outlook changes. You're sat in P8. Our gap to first place is 21.6 seconds. Okay, the gap behind is 2. Bottas ahead. They're on fresh softs. Perez behind. They're on fresh softs. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Of fuel remaining. Gap to car in front is 4.4 seconds. laps of fuel remaining. Looks like the car behind has a small amount of damage to the front wing, but it doesn't seem to be affecting performance. Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty. Gap to the car in front is 15.4 seconds. Finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
A great win then for the Mercedes team today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres. But at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else. And that's exactly what they had today.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Today, I think I'll give it to the Haas driver. They pushed and found some fantastic performance. It was just a pleasure to watch.
And now let's take a look at the Constructors' standings. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.